Hello, everyone. We're just getting everything settled and organized and set up here, and we will very shortly begin this presentation today. I do see we have a couple of folks in with us today, so just give us half a second and we will be fully ready to go, and we'll get into 4 things you'll want to know after you set up Top Producer X. So while we're getting all that ready, if you want to let us know where you're from, and that way we also know that the audio is working and also the video is working, because hopefully you can actually see me right now. But please definitely tell us that, and we will be able to get maybe personalize and tailor our presentation today to your specific needs. All right. Cool. Okay, so today you're going to have 4 things you'll want to know after you set up Top Producer X. This is the second of 2 webinars we do on what to do when you first get your Top Producer X. So for today, it will be myself, Glenn, and I am part of the senior support team and also our onboarding team. So I'm able to assist at all levels. And joining me is the lovely Heather, who is part of our onboarding team as well. She is one of the ones that if you do buy one of our concierge packages, you could actually end up with getting to spend an hour with her right off the bat, and then another couple half-hour follow-ups learning how to use your software. So I'll let her introduce herself.
Thank you, Glenn. So again, my name's Heather. I am a part of the onboarding team. So we do have these free webinars, which are great, useful with lots of information. But if you do prefer more personal one-on-one, you can share your screen. That's what we offer, and I help people set up with as well.
Yes, so we are definitely here to make sure that you get the most out of your software. So let's go over what we're going to be talking about today. But first of all, just keep in mind, this is only really the Zoom information that means anything here, but we are interactive. We do like questions. We do like to be able to answer your questions and assist you in getting to know what the software will do for you. So you'll just give it a chat there. Any questions that can be answered, we'll either answer them directly here, but Heather and I both monitor the chat because we like to take turns giving you information about the software. That way you're not just listening to one voice the whole time.
Absolutely. Sometimes we have different perspectives on things, or we see things a little bit differently, so that helps.
Absolutely. It's good to have different voices every now and then. But just reach out. We will make sure you get the right answers and make sure you're taken care of. And then if during the time when you are using your software, if you do run into a little bit of a problem, feel free to reach out to our support team via our chat, which is in the bottom right corner of all Top Producer products. You can also get it from our support site at support.topproducer.com. And finally, if you have any issues that are not time critical, you can always email us at support@topproducer.com, and our team will get back to you within 24 hours usually, but sometimes give it up to 48. So today, what we're going to go over: organizing your contacts using statuses and types. I know both me and Heather will always tell everybody the best database is an organized, clean database.
Absolutely.
You can get a lot more taken care of if your database is all set up and clean. Both of our favorite little tools, the follow-up coach. We're going to go into that a little bit in detail because that one's really there to help make sure you never lose contact with anybody. Different ways to easily communicate with your clients, and also a way to record details and schedule tasks. So, organization, contact statuses, and types are going to make your, as we call it, business pipeline so much easier to navigate and keep in touch with. You can have your new leads, your active buyers, sellers, past clients. You've got them there. We can get it covered. We can even show you how to put specific contact types up on your top bar, because if you are coming over from Top Producer 8i, you're going to love the fact that your top pipeline there can now actually be edited, whereas we couldn't do that in Top Producer 8i. So in X we can. So the funnest part of the whole whole webinar is when we get to do a demo. Now, of course, I will say this right off the bat. Please forgive my top producer if it does anything weird. It is a test account where I beat it up constantly. So sometimes things don't go right because it is actually an account I use to try to break things and fix them so you guys don't run into problems. So one of the first things I'd like to show you is we do have our pipeline up along the top here. So you'll see you have all of your contacts. You can see how many you have. So I have 936 fake contacts. I was able to use this really cool fake name generator online so I could make up some fake people. So any names that here, if they are related to anybody alive or dead, it's purely coincidental. I like that disclaimer. But anyways, these are the ones you have. Now the next tab here, new. This is where you're going to get any new leads you get. If you get any leads from, say, Realtor.com, Zillow, Trulia, or even your own business's website, once they get sent into Top Producer, they're going to show up in the new field. The one advantage here, which is, I mean, okay, but at the same time, not that great. I don't have anybody in here. So that means I've been following up with people, and I do have a reminder every day to tell myself to follow up. But at the same time, I'm not getting any new clients. So I do recommend try to get your new to be as clean as possible. Try never to let people stay in here, and don't let the new tab be stagnant. The next thing, once you've talked to that new person, go to engage. This usually means, and you can see I've got a few people in here. This would usually mean that you have had a chance to reach out, talk to them, and you're both in the position of finding out if you're going to be able to work together. Because, you know, not every lead is going to be a solid one. But here's the thing. Every lead is an opportunity. So that's why we have these next two, the future and active tabs. Let's say I was to talk to this customer right here, this Vicky Albers here. I talk to them and find out they're not going to be ready to start working with me for about 6 months. I can put them into future. So now I know to just, in about 6 months, reach back out to them and get going with them. Now, let's say I then also talk to Antoinette Robertson, and they're ready to go. So they need my help selling their home. We're going to go and put them in active. And now you'll notice that I have people here brand new. Now, obviously, because this one has 911 in the future, these are people that I didn't organize properly. So this is where you want to make sure your future people are organized properly, well, and up to date. And
That's
active.
okay. Oh, sorry, Glenn.
Go ahead.
I was gonna say that's okay, because I feel like in the future is where you're gonna have most of your contacts stored at one given time. Because they're just kind of sitting there as like a future contact, because they're not ready to buy or sell. So it's not likely you're interacting with 900 people at the same time, or you have 900 people that you're active with. So that would seem reasonable to me. And from here is where you can kind of pick through them and see who you need to reach out to, make those little notes as like to when you spoke to them. Maybe when you spoke to them, they said, hey, reach out to me in 6 months, and you can make that note and make it also as a follow-up to reach back out to them at that time.
Absolutely. So you just made me feel not so bad about having 911 people in my queue. I mean,
work through them. I have faith in you.
Really? This one here hasn't been talked to since August of 2021. So yeah, I'm gonna.
Oh, well.
but this is one thing here. Now you'll notice I actually have a reminder up here for myself to actually talk to them every 120 days. Now, again, this is where I mention the fact that I am thankfully a good tech, because I'm a horrible follow-up person for real estate. So these are going to come in very handy to you. You'll be able to see if you do a follow-up reminder, you'll see anybody who's overdue who you haven't talked to. So make sure you don't have too many showing up with the pink. The pink is not good, is it? Salmon pink is not good in your CRM. Perhaps on your dinner plate, but not in your CRM. But the active ones, this is really good. These are the people that
you're still overdue. So
yeah, you didn't see that. So this is where you're gonna find the people. Like, I'm even horrible. I haven't even followed up with Heather since the 12th of January. So I
oh my goodness, that was like a week ago, or what day?
Yeah, 2 weeks ago to be exact. That's horrible.
Wow.
Anyway, so this is where you actually are going to make sure you do follow up with your people. And this one, you'll see I have a reminder for every 3 days. The reason I do it this way is 3 days, you're going to be working with them. You're going to need time to look for properties for them to buy, or even sellers that are interested in their place. So every 3 days is a good one, though you're probably going to be in contact with them more frequently.
And this is, I would say, optional, but it's also, you can customize this. This doesn't have to be 3 days. This is up to you and how you want to reach out to them. Do you want it to be every day, every 2-3 days, every 3 weeks? Or can you go by weeks?
No, you go by,
well, you'd have to put in the days. Yes.
Yeah. So, I mean, unfortunately, math is required. So that's why I do it in like small numbers, because me and math don't get along. But yeah, you can change this. In all these pages I've gone through, everyone that has a follow-up reminder, you just click on it, and then you have the option here to set the days. Finally, the last one, the one we all are hoping and rooting for you guys to get to, is closed. This is where you finalized it, and we signify with that with the big old bag of money. I was not in charge of picking the icon, so please, it's not my fault. But this one here, I like to leave this at a 365-day follow-up, mainly because once you're done with the closing anyways, you're probably going to have your after sale action plans anyways. But then after a year, I can remember to check back and see how they were doing. See how everything worked out with their house, and make sure they're all happy and enjoying the house. That way they can have everything, and you're also going to be recreating the thought process of, hey, these were a great group of agents that I worked with. I should get more business to them.
Oh, so, and sorry, Glenn, if I can just stop you there. We do have a couple questions.
Okay.
I'll get you to answer. Hopefully I'm saying this right. Azim. There is a question about prospects from Facebook to Top Producer CRM.
So prospects from Facebook, the way to get them into Top Producer is to use a third-party program. The reason for this is because of the way Facebook has their security locked down. It's not something, they don't give access to everybody, and it is one of those things that we're still trying to work on to get. But for now, you do have to use a third-party program. The one that we found has worked the best, and this is by no way an endorsement, it's just the one that we found that works the best, is Zapier. It can set up a Zap that comes across, and one Zap is usually free for the first time. If you do find that it's a good program, you can get more usage out of it, and you could pay for it, and it can do a lot of different things. But again, no way, shape, or form is that an endorsement. It's just one that we've had success with.
And I'll answer Nicole here. Nice to see you back again, Nicole. So the app. So currently we do have, it's not going to be an app in the sense that you would go into your app store and download the app, but we will have something very similar. It's going to be mobile friendly. As soon as it is available, we will send out, there'll be a link, and then you could just add the link as like a shortcut to your homepage. And when you click on it, it will still open like an app. It is in quality assurance right now. So we have our fingers crossed that I'm hoping any day now it's going to be available. I can't give you a day or time, but trust me, we're bugging our developers and telling them like, this is a high priority. We need this yesterday. So, so hopefully it'll be available very, very soon. That's my hope.
No, It's a good hope to emphasize how much we talk. I actually had a meeting with my manager yesterday, and halfway through it, I said to him, "Oh yeah, by the way, mobile." And he told me that yes, it's on our, it's being worked through. They're checking things. There are a couple of items that are causing a little bit of a small minor headache, so they're working on them. We want to get it to you as quickly as possible. We know that being on the road in the field, you need your CRM then and there with you. So
That makes sense. Yeah.
yeah, it's, and it is 2023. I mean, everybody does everything on mobile devices nowadays. Says the guy who's got 3 monitors and a big gaming computer
And
behind
see,
him.
I'm the opposite. The only time I'm in front of my computer is during work time. After that,
Yeah, which
I'm done.
right off the bat, there you go. You've got the total differences of personalities. I'm somebody who is always on a computer, personal or work. And then Heather is just on a computer for working purposes. So yeah.
I don't know if this is the same question coming in as him about the mobile app for contacts.
Yeah, that's what we're talking about, is in we're gonna have a mobile version of the program. It's not an app. It is a mobile version of the software where you can make a quick access icon on your mobile device, and it'll take you directly to the software.
Yeah.
That way, sorry, go ahead, Ed.
Oh, I was just saying it's currently in quality assurance right now, and we're waiting for it to be available. So hopefully soon.
Don't worry, when that one's available, it's going to be, you'll probably hear us all shouting from the tallest mountain saying yes, because we want it as much as you do.
And you'll all get notified right away.
Absolutely. So one of the things that I did allude to that is pretty cool is the fact that, yes, we have put all these up here for you, but what if you had a specific group of people you wanted to see up here? So using that thought process, I'm going to go back over to engage, because I have a, or is it active? Where is it? I want a specific contact group.
Who, me? Who are you looking for?
Your group.
Heather's demo group.
Yep.
So Heather's demo group is apparently a really popular one for Glenn. So we want to make it easy for when he signs in, he can just click on that tab and see all those contacts under that group. So what we want to do is create a special tab, and in the top right corner, right beside where it says add contact, you're going to go to, it's like looks like a little settings icon. So you'll click there, create your tab, call it whatever you want to call it. My favorite group. Whichever. Yeah.
Now, one thing, you have an opportunity to use your contact type, your status, or even a search. But you want to make sure it's a label here. Now, contact types are very important. You'll notice I did a search for a contact type called Heather's Demo. So we want to search out and select this to make it a easily found group. So one thing to always make sure, and to help keep your database super clean, use your contact types. So you'll notice here, I want to create a new tab. I hit search to add. I could scroll through this forever and find it, or I could just start typing Heather and I get Heather Demo. I just put heat and I get Heather Demo.
And you could also have multiple contact types under that label tab. So if you wanted to have Heather Demo and maybe all your buyers under the same tab, then you could just keep adding by contact type for that tab.
Yeah. And as soon as you have the ones you want, just go ahead and click the Create Tab button. And now, my favorite group, it has anybody who is a buyer and anybody who is part of the Heather Demo team or contact type team. They're a good team. They're a good team of people that we showcase on this all the time. But you can see, you can find them very quickly, and it's up here.
If this is your favorite group and you want to log in and see them as soon as you get in, you can also set it as your default tab. So every time you sign in, it goes right to this tab.
Exactly. And the other option you can do, one thing that we had a lot of people ask for was the ability to organize their pipeline. I can move my favorite group all the way to the very start. Now, one thing is if you do need to reset everything back to normal, you can reset tabs to default. Just click reset tabs. And you'll notice that my search tab has also gone away. Easily enough to bring it back up. Again, create tab, my fave group, Heather and buyers. Okay, so see, it came back pretty quick. I know I did that really quick. It's really that quick and easy to do. The last thing to think of is, and this is the part where I always get a snicker out of Heather. If you ever need to remove this group, you click on it, drag it.
Oh, yeah, this is the part where you put me in the trash.
Yep.
All right.
As soon as it goes pink like that, you let go of your mouse. It'll ask you, and yes, we always ask you if you want to delete it. And then you just delete the tab.
And just also remember too, you're not deleting the contacts that are under that tab. You're only deleting just the tab you created. Your contacts are still going to be in your CRM.
Exactly. As you see, I just redid this search, and keep in mind, whenever you're doing a search in Top Producer X, you do have to use the is : up in the search bar, but all the people that are part of the Heather demo contact type are still there. Now, I know I just mentioned the words contact types a couple of times. This is just another type of way to differentiate your clients from where they are in your system. We have the status over here, which pipeline status is a great one. And you'll notice there's a couple that aren't shown on the top on the front page, inactive and non-client. Inactive, I would use for folks that maybe have moved out of the state or province you're in and move to a different area. So you're not going to be actively trying to work with them to get them buying a house in the neighborhood. Non-client is a great place to put your fellow realtors, the lenders you work with, the handyman you have that fixes a lot of the quick and simple issues, and anybody else that you work with a lot and need to have them inside of your CRM, but are also not people you're going to be marketing to. So keep those in mind. And then contact types, you'll notice I have 4 of them on this one specific contact. If you need to add more, you just click on edit contact, and then you'll see it brings up everything here in an easy to edit location. Just do a little bit of scrolling. Here's another place you can change the status.
I think there's always a few places you can change the status. So it really kind of keeps you, again, organized. You don't have to go to one spot. Oh, I have to go here to change the status. You can do an editing your contact.
Absolutely. So the other thing is, if you do need to add a new contact type, let's say, I don't want to call this person an absentee owner. That wouldn't be nice. So we're just going to say they were a client. I can add it that quick and that easy. And then I just go down to the bottom and save the contact. And then, of course, this is where my system bogs down because it has been beat up. But you'll see contact saved successfully, and the client now is a contact type of client. Super easy, super convenient, and that gets your organization much more fluid and makes it easier to find who you're looking for. So 2 of the most important things when it comes to a database. A clean database is going to make your life easier. An organized database is going to make finding them quicker.
Exactly. And saving time is money you can make, right? So sorry about that. I was losing my voice there a bit. I think I've been talking a lot today.
I can't picture a day where you've lost your voice. I know you like to talk. That would be crazy. So let's go on to the next little thing. And this is one of the ones that's very cool. Now,
yes.
Yeah, I know. I can see we can see each other on the screen, even though you only see one of us talking. Whenever we start talking about this one, I see the smile come to Heather's face. So I'm going to let her run this section.
Do the follow-up group, follow-up coach. Okay. So this is actually a really neat way to keep your system organized without having to go through each contact one by one. Sometimes when you look at your tab and you're like, my goodness, I've got over 1,000 contacts. Like, where am I going to start? Just go to the follow-up coach. It's always going to give you 5 people to follow up with. And you don't want to use the skip button. Follow up with them. Doesn't mean you necessarily need to reach out to them, send them an email. Maybe it's just updating their information. Maybe the phone number is wrong or the email address is wrong on the file, or you just saw them out the other day and you want to add that note. And Glenn's internet looks like it's a little spotty. There we go.
No, it's the beat up test account. It's not the internet. That's amazing. But the account, I beat it up like I told you.
So we always have 5 people that you can reach out to. It'll show you what status they're currently in. Again, just pretend the skip button isn't there, because if you skip them, just kind of puts them like at the back of the line, unless they are new, but you know, and depending on how often you're going to be following up with them. So I think this is just, again, even if you're just making those notes, maybe you should just send them a quick email to see how things are. What do you think, Glenn?
You want me to send them a quick email?
Sure. Yeah, let's do that.
Okay.
I love the emails.
Let's see what it does. Okay. So
Yeah.
this is something that actually Azim has kind of asked us about, and I hope I said your name right. Can we email a group text and mass email out? So you can email people. You can single text to people if you're in the continental US, unfortunately not in Canada or other countries. And mass emails, you can do a group version. And I'll do a quick demo of the group one after. But let's say I just want to send an email off to this person just to see how they are at armyspy.com. Interesting. That was a crazy email address they created for it. So
That you created, or
no. This was all randomly generated by the internet.
oh wow, okay.
So yeah, so what you
Yes,
do,
there are all fake people that we use on our test accounts.
yeah. So this here email address, because it's in there, I can click on compose email. And you're going to see it automatically brings up my signature. So this is going to go out automatically and right away. Now, let's say I want to get a template. I just want to say hello. I can put that in right away. So this button down here, templates.
But a Zim, you may like this too, is that we do have an email tracking system. I'm kind of jumping ahead, but
That's okay. I'm gonna hit send email and honestly hope nobody in the world actually has this email address. So it's gonna just try to send. I might get a very interesting reply back later. But as you can see here, it's been sent. I've said nice to meet you, and
it hasn't been read.
I'm gonna be coming back and checking this to see if this is read. If it is, I'm gonna be deleting this contact real quick. But yeah,
Hopefully it doesn't.
Exactly. So now that I've done that, I can go back to the dashboard here and I can mark it done. I did an email.
You can say what you sent the email about.
Yeah. Just say hi to read. Helps if I spell right.
You reconnect.
Wow. That was twice in a row I couldn't spell properly. So there you go.
So he did his notes without doing a follow-up. I just feel that, Glenn.
So here's the thing. As Heather says, I did notes, but I didn't create a follow-up. So I can do another wrap-up and just have this, and forgot to add my follow-up. Now I can schedule a follow-up. Now let's say I've sent an email. I want to do a call. I want to follow up with them in, let's see, today's the 26th.
Let's say 3 days.
Yeah, we'll follow up on Tuesday because Fridays and Mondays are hectic for everybody. Just following up on the catch-up email. Now I save wrap up. And now, if I go down to my tasks here, I have a reminder to give this person a call on, wow, it's already the end of the month. Yikes. But yeah, so there. Now, you saw how quickly Heather and I were able to go through that. Even though with her and I going back and forth and her picking on me for forgetting to do the follow-up, we still were able to do that one contact within about 2 or 3 minutes. Now,
Absolutely.
You've got 5 a day. How many could that be if they do it all in one, 5 people in 300 days, Heather? How many people?
in sorry, I was thinking in one day, 5 people, you can probably do it in about 10 minutes.
Yes. So imagine spending 10 minutes a day for 300 days. If you only work 300 days, we know realtors work every day, but because math is not my strong suit, I like to do that. I have 936 contacts in my database. If I were to do 5 people a day, spend 10 minutes a day on it, I have just got a return on investment of contacting 1,500 people. I've gone through my whole database and a half again in the 300 days. So my name has been out there to 1,500 people. They know I'm working, they know what I'm doing, they know that I'm still in the business, and they know that I am the expert, which is what you will be. You're already the expert. People need to know that you're the expert in your field.
And if
So
I could just kind of add to this a little bit too, instead of like, I mean, there is that option to send out group emails, but this gives you a smaller amount of people. It kind of keeps you more with all those responses coming back. So I'm going to kind of use this as an example. I had a customer that wanted to send out mass emails. And I suggest to try and get new leads coming in. And I kind of suggested against it and said, you know what, you might get an overflow come in. And then how are you going to respond back to all these people in time? And they were very persistent and said, no, this is what I want. I said, okay, well, let's do it. And then when the emails started coming back, they said, yeah, you were right. This wasn't the right way to go about it. So not saying that mass emails don't work. I mean, if you're working with a team and you have a lot of people that can cover them, that might work for you. But if you're one agent, sending out mass emails when you don't know how many responses you're going to get back. What if you get back 20 responses? How are you going to get back to all these people in time? So this is follow-up group, or this way of doing your follow-up coach kind of just limits you to these few different people. And if you don't hear back, you can make a note like, didn't hear back from this customer. If because you can put that also like make a reminder to come back and check out this customer's account if you've had any response or not. But again, if you get that response like, hey, they're looking to sell or buy, then that's a new lead for you. What do you think, Glenn?
absolutely, that's a great way to put it. And there were a couple of questions. I'm sorry, I'm saying the name wrong, I know, but is email and our text message preset as well, or we can create our own messages? Well, we're going to show you that. We actually have a way to create your own. I usually am the one who has to give the bearer bad news. So Nicole, at this present time, there is no way to print out all your contacts from Top Producer X. However, we do have our legacy or historical or the product we've had that's run like a workhorse for almost 20 years. Top Producer 8i that you have access to. It has your database in it. You can go in there, you can do printing and exporting. This is one of those decisions made by higher up that all of a sudden came back to, I guess the word would be bite them. Everybody has made the assumption, and I hate using the word assume, but they assumed that everybody would just be doing everything on their computer and not need to print it out or export to send out to a mailer or something. So after those of us in the support team and the setup team growled at them, they're working on getting that capability into Top Producer X, because the best way to put it is we are the geeks that make and support the software. You all are the agents who are in the field doing it. You know better than we do. So when we make a mistake and forget something and we get told, we find ways to fix it. So,
and we'll show them later on where the feedback is as well and what's coming. And if there's something you don't like, you can give your suggestion, or even something that you'd like and you'd like to see in there that's not in there. You can give your suggestion on how to add that as well.
absolutely. So let me go back to, so that's all of that on there. So cleanup is going to be super easy with the follow-up coach. Now, this is where I'm going to be able to answer your specific question about the text messages and the emails. We do have templates in here. We have created some, but there is a way for you to create them as well, or even just take ours and edit them. And it is for both email and text.
Now, I always suggest, so we do have a list of templates available for you. It is a good start because sometimes you're looking at a blank screen going, I have no idea where to start. So at least looking at this and you have, like who you need to send to. Likely you're not going to use every single template that is available in our library, but a lot of them that you might use. So I would go through them. Start here first, go through them. Pick out the ones that work for you and your company that you think you could use, and always customize them. And I always suggest customizing them because they are very generic. So put your business name into it, put your own name into it, more so your own words, like make it sound like it's coming from you in the area that you work and your business. So
Now,
always customize. It's really
absolutely, absolutely. Now the young lady who made these templates did a really good job, and she one day thought I was saying they were not good when I said to customize them. But
oh no, I think they are good.
We like to have fun here too. I hope you guys can see how much we enjoy doing this and taking care of it.
She did a great job.
She did. The
Absolutely.
one thing we will say is we have some really amazing templates. We have really well crafted templates, but they're still ours. So put some of your personality into it. And you'll notice when I went into the system, I clicked on one. I just clicked on it here. And I have the option to see every template we have for emails. Now, let's say happy holidays, considering I think there was a couple of holidays came by recently. I could be wrong. It's been a month. But you can have this here and hit customize template. Now, this is where you can change it. You can make the edits you want. And you'll notice these items that are in a light blue. These are what we call merge codes. So you'll see contact primary person first name. This is actually going to reach into your contact record, pull the first name from the contact, and apply it there. So the advantage to this, to go back to mass emails and stuff, you can actually get it so that you pick your 10 or 15 people you want to send an email to, and you can apply the template and it'll just grab that name.
And that makes it easy. Of course you can, Nicole.
Well, let me show you that, Nicole. That's a great question. That's a great
let's just say we have like our own pretend template we're gonna create. You've got one that you like, you can just go add from scratch. And if you already get it saved somewhere, all you have to do is copy and paste it in this box here. Heather's demo email.
So what I'm going to do, like I said, you can find every one you want. So I'm going to, because I do things quick, let me remove that. So I start what I want, and then I just go down here to the bottom right, to the squiggly brackets, hit template. I can pull here different things, address, first name, full name, or last name. You can get all of this from your contact. You can, even if you've got a spouse attached or a relationship within the account, you could actually put both names. And then you can even have all of your information attached, but you could also have your signature already in, so you wouldn't need to worry about that. So let's say I just want the first name. So I'll put first name. Now I will go past. And all I did was I hit the arrow that goes to the right to get there, put in the and Heather says, hi, this is fun. And then best. And then at the bottom, you'll see I've got a check mark with your signature will be appended automatically to your email. Now, go ahead, hit save template. You'll notice now in my templates, in my events, I have a brand new template right here. It'll say new, and it'll even say personal because it's one you made. Anything that you create will have the personal tag. You can put it into any of these specific groups just to make sure that it works for you. And just because you do have to show different things, I am going to show what happens if you click delete. It will say, yes, you just delete it. Now, keep in mind, anything you delete in Top Producer is forever. So the other thing is you can do it for texting. You'll notice you have different ones: current buyer, seller, lead conversion, past client, and prospecting. And once again, add from scratch. And you can again use templates or merge codes. I don't know why we just have it hovered and say templates, but you have the same capability in texting as you do in emails. So let's see, have I missed any questions? Oh, this is a great question, Nicole. Now, in the past, if you used Top Producer 8i, there was different ways to do emails, and even more so, it's even easier. So let me go to contacts. I'm going to find recent. Let's see, I haven't been keeping up with this specific customer, Heather, who the photo I need to get fixed. I want to send her an email. I have different ways to do it. Again, you'll notice here in the dashboard, because I have a connected email, I just click on emails. It takes a second because it's just checking to see if I have any email history with this contact. When I click on compose email, I can come down here. Now, it again, the squiggly brackets, it says template. I click on the one I want, and you'll notice it already right off the bat says, "Hi, Heather." So it has the information in there right away. So that way, this would be, as soon as I hit send email, heather@test.com is going to get an email from me saying this. Now, I'm a little bit concerned because this one did pull information from a social media profile, so I'm not actually going to send this one. I think I might remove that email address a little bit later. But
So yeah. Oh, sorry. With that being said, the marketing tab, and when you're going in there for the email and template or email and texting templates, that's just like where you go to see them all, customize them, and or add your own from scratch. And so then they're just there and available in your library. And if you ever need to edit them, you can go back. But you don't send to a client from that spot.
right.
But if you would just have, like, say, for example, you had a couple templates you wanted to add to your library just to make them available all the time, I would go add them to your library so they're there. But then when you are going to send them, like this here, you can customize it again before sending it. So say you have like this template made, and maybe within the template that you made, you might have a location and a date, a time, and then those things would change every time you send the email. So when you go to click on here to send, you can, you can click right in this little box here. Well, before you send, Glenn. We're going to click on here, make any little changes you need to change, and then we'll send it. Exactly. So even though you've just gone in here and added a template, what are you saying here? Oh, changes made by Beth. Even though you've gone in here and added the template, then you can just click right in here and add any last minute things as well.
Yeah, absolutely. And if for some reason you decide you need to, well, not if for some reason, but if you need to attach a file, just click here. What I was really going to say is if you decide you don't need to send this email, you can just delete the email right here. It will just delete this email, not your template, not the email address or anything else. So just delete email.
Just deleting it from sending it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, with a question, since we're in this spot, yes, if you want to choose when a message goes to a contact, you'd create a task as them. So you'll see here, I clicked on tasks. Then we go up to add task. I want to do an email. I can set the date. I can even set a time. So we'll set this for tomorrow. So tomorrow at 10:44 a.m. I search the template. And again, I can go to, there we go. Again, you can search just by putting a little bit of what you want into it.
It'll populate for you, exactly. And then you can auto send. So that way it's being sent that same day every year, or yeah.
So there you go. It's as simple as that. And then you just save task. And then it's good. Now I do have something here, but Your tasks will always be here. You can actually see incomplete and complete tasks. And you will notice that one task you can do is a text message. Now, this is just my thing saying that there is this no phone number, so don't worry about that. When you have the text number on there, you can once again search the specific text message you want to have go. You can pick the day and time and even auto send it. So at that time, Top Producer will send a text to your client.
Now, keep in mind too, if you are setting up for texting, how that works is that you put in your phone number. The phone number and once you put that number in, Top Producer will populate a new number for you. It'll be a Top Producer number. The only time your clients will see the Top Producer number is when you text from Top Producer X. But the good thing about that is, you have everything in one spot. You have your texting, your emails, your contact information in one place. But if your contacts are a little not sure of the number, they don't recognize it, which nobody recognizes numbers nowadays anyway, but you could just say, hey, yeah, go give it a call. It will redirect to your phone call, to your phone number. So you're not going to miss a phone call, even though it is set up for texting only. And then you can always just say too, if it's like your first time texting them from Top Producer X, you should say, hey, this is Azim at your company, and this is my office texting number, so please reach out to me here. You will also get notified on your cell phone if you have a text come in from one of your customers.
Yeah, so that's,
hope that wasn't too fast.
no, that should be good. Campaigns that go out on a regular basis. So campaigns, again, would be under marketing, and they're your task plans. You can, again, use the ones we have. You can even click on browse to see which ones we offer. We have contact, transaction, and lead response plans. If you don't find one there you like, you can add a plan yourself, and you can create everything you want specifically for a plan. So let me just open up one really quick. You can see this one goes by specific dates. So agreement date, it will ask you to do all these things in a specific time frame. Closing date. And those are the only two on this because I picked the most basic plan I have in my system.
And also in these plans or any plans, it could be anything from like a to-do list of like a reminder that you need to do something. It could be a reminder that you need to call them. I don't see any on here. Some of them can be even emails that also automatically send out as well. Or you can have it so that they don't automatically send and you get reminded to send that email. So that way you can make those couple changes that need to be made before it automatically sends out. So just be careful if you are sending an automated email that you're really happy with the content of it and nothing needs to be changed before it automatically sends out, because you don't want to be going, oops, I wasn't supposed to send that information.
Exactly. And one thing you can do is any of your tasks, you'll notice the pen icon or pencil icon. You click on that and you can change the templates. So you saw I just very quickly clicked on, there was an X there. Let me just close this without changing it. Again, click on edit task. The X here, click on it. And then you can choose a different template if you've determined you need a different template.
Yeah, because maybe you've created a template that you want to add to it.
Yeah. And then just save the task. And then when you apply this to your next client, they're going to get the upgraded email. Now, these are all ones you can see. This one tells you a phone call, something to do, and an email. And because this was one that I did specifically, none of our task plans yet, I'm going to put the yet there, have text messaging included in them. We're working on doing that too, because we know how in this day and age, a lot of people work a lot more from text. So it would be good to get that text message out there.
But I think a lot of that too is that they wanted to defer from people spamming people with texts, and because you don't want to get onto that list, like don't text me again.
Yeah, no.
Right? So,
well, I have a perfect example for that. One of the things that you've asked about is how to do group emails, or as you said, mass emails. So we call it group emails now because a lot of times we know how important emailing is. However, if you're just sending out to 1,000 or 2,000 people, it's not a really specific email. It's not really going to people that you know are actually going to be interested in this. And it's kind of like throwing a dart at a dartboard with your eyes closed. You may hit something, you may not. So we've created, and in conjunction with our partners over at Google, Microsoft, and Apple, and many other email providers, you can send group emails to your clients. You can send up to 100 group emails or 100 emails at a time to a group. And all you do is you check off here on the side. You'll notice you've got this here, or I can click on this button up here to select everybody. You're then going to see these icons that have shown up here. It's an easy way to add a contact type to your group, but here's a way to do a group email. I'm going to go ahead and click on this. And then I'm just going to pull my, we'll pull the Heather demo email. You'll notice here, it's got a whole bunch of email addresses up here. These are going to be sent without everybody seeing it. So what it's going to do is going to create a specific email for each person. It'll have the same information here. You notice it picked the first name, but I also have another option to customize it. So what'll happen is Kenneth will get an email directly to them. Mary will get an email directly to them. Waters will get an email, and it doesn't have a CC or a blind CC. So no CC or BCC is used in this. It's an individual email.
Exactly. Yeah. So if I was included in this email address, I'm only going to see that it was sent to myself and not to all these other people. I think that is more like a privacy issue, a privacy thing as well, right? So, but it makes it easy for you to be able to send to everyone or a lot of people at one time versus one by one.
Absolutely. Now, one of the reasons why they asked us to have people just groups of 100 is because, let's say 30, 40,000 top producer clients want to send out emails to all their database. Imagine even with 30,000 people sending 100 emails at a time, their servers are going to get a little bit of a beating. So they didn't want it going overboard, because then they still have to take care of the other emails that are going. But this does allow you to really get your message out to the people that you need to get it to. It's going to be specific, it's going to be direct, and it's going to be more personable.
Exactly. And like I had said earlier too, like if you're sending out, hundreds or thousands of emails at a time, and you get a bunch of people replying to you, it can get overwhelming. And it's like, oh no, this is not what I wanted. Send it out to, 20 people and get a couple responses back, and do the updates and the follow-ups that you need to do, clean up the record, and then do it to like another 20 people or something like that. Keep it kind of, it will be like a nice steady flow, and then you're organized well. That's the point. The point about having the CRM is to save you time and keep organized.
Absolutely. So let's go on to the final thing of today. These are a couple of really cool parts of it. The important dates. Now, anniversaries, these are going to be things that you're going to want to follow up with people. Birthdays, anniversaries of the day that the property was sold or bought. Even wedding anniversaries, in case you want to make sure people are up to date on things. So I'll go back in here. Let me go back into my account and let me find, because I have one of these set up on this specific account, we'll go over here, and I've put in some important dates on this one. So because of the fact that I like to bug her about this because she had an amazing time and we all were jealous.
I know, it was awesome.
I
went to Paris in December. I can't believe, when I think about it, I was like, that was last month, but it
was also last year.
Oh, wow. It was last month, also last year, and it's going to be soon, almost 2 months ago. And it makes me really sad. Like, I can't believe how quickly that went by. So I just really need to start getting on that saving so I can go on another trip.
Absolutely. So because I like to poke the bear now and then, I always mention this, and I have a specific important date set up into her contact record. so that I can remind her on December 6th, 2023 and be like, this time last year you were heading to Paris. What type of a cool end of the year trip do you have this year?
Exactly.
Yeah,
I
and
better have something planned. I got to get on it.
but that also is, let's say I would never put her actual birth date in here, but let's just say birthday. I'm not going to ask. I'm just going to randomly pick a date of Valentine's Day. Why not?
Oh, wow.
So
Should I
this,
say you're exactly 2 months off
oh, wow. Okay.
on the date?
I didn't know that. Well, that was I'm pretty good guess. So this way I can actually now know when her birthday is, and I will get a notification over here in my tasks. I can go over here and I can even go in and see all the important dates I have set up. And you'll see on some of my other contacts, I have some quick and easy ones and checks, but you'll notice a house anniversary gets a little key, which I think is pretty cool. Wedding or sale anniversary and wedding anniversary both apparently get diamond rings. I think it's just because of the word anniversary.
Sale.
Yeah. Congratulations, you've sold your house. Here's a diamond ring. I mean,
Might have to adjust that.
yeah, I think we need to look into that one. But birthdays, if you put it in properly, because you can see I messed one up, but just putting in birthday, you get a cake. So
You don't get a little Eiffel Tower with Paris, but you do get the calendar.
Yeah, sorry, I can't. I should Photoshop one in for you and just be snarky like that. But then you've got this here, so you can absolutely see all of your important dates and follow up with people. You can also see all the notes on that contact. So let me go back to.
And the nice thing about that too is when you have these customers that you're like, you want to reach out to them and follow up with them, but you're not sure how. This is just a great way to follow up with them. Or, hey, I see you have a birthday coming up. I see you have that special occasion or whatever it is. It's just a way for you to reach out to your contacts. So you can have those important dates or you don't have to have those important dates. But again, that's more information for you to keep in touch.
Absolutely. Any little thing that you can use to make sure that they know you're there to help and you're ready to work with them, or even take on a referral from them, or that you might have helped a family move and the kids may have grown up and they may need a realtor. And if you're doing that follow-up and keeping in touch with the parents, the kids are going to remember that, and the parents are probably going to say, oh yeah, by the way, talk to my agent. They'll get you taken care of. That way you can get all of your information. And in this, we call it our 360-degree view, because you can see everything you need to about the contact. The dashboard. Oh, sorry. Go ahead, Heather.
That's okay. I was just going to mention quickly about referrals as well, because I mean, maybe you've seen this yourself, but even this morning, I was scrolling through my own Facebook. I was scrolling through this morning before work, and I saw one of my girlfriends. She's getting ready to move to another province. I'm in Canada. She's going to be moving, and she had mentioned her realtor in this post. I used this realtor and had a link to her website. So I use this realtor. She's fantastic, and I will be using her again when I sell my home. So that right there is a huge referral. She just mentioned that realtor in her Facebook feed. So obviously, don't know how, but that realtor did a really great job, and that's the kind of referrals that you want to get.
Absolutely. So make sure you have the important dates. Make sure your notes are up to date and has everything you need at it. These are going to help you remember stuff. So if they tell you their dog's name, make sure you put the dog's name in here in a note, so you can just one of those days while talking, just say, oh yeah, by the way, how is? And that just puts that personal human touch to it.
Mm-hmm.
So
Absolutely.
let's see. And property insights, that's another cool item. This is something that we've added in. Let's just say you're helping a buyer and they've got a couple of places that they're interested in. They'll give you the address, and instead of just having to look at the MLS all the time, you can click on Add Insight. We'll say you pick your MLS service. I'm going to try to just randomly see if I can get a number. There we go. Nope, that's not what I want. That's not going to work either because that's not where I want. Which way? Okay, so the random number I just tried to pick doesn't show up in the area that I have for my MLS, but if they give you an address or even an MLS ID that you're looking at, you can attach it to their contact record, somewhat like this one that I have here. And then you'll notice I've turned this into a transaction just from here. You have options here of inquired, interested in, not interested. And if all of a sudden they're really interested, you click on made offer and you can add a transaction. So these are just things that are going to make it easier to have that communication, that follow-up, and take care of your clients.
One thing I like about this too is, like, if you think about it, for example, when you're working with buyer, you could be showing them 10 properties. 10 properties might be on the lower end. You could be showing them a lot more. Instead of having your notes scribbled everywhere, this is going to keep you organized into not only the properties you showed them, but what they liked about it and what they didn't like about it. So when they say, hey, I want to see this property, this other new property they mentioned, you said, well, you know what? They have like all the things you didn't like about the other ones. So that might not be a good idea. Or everything they do like is in this new property. You can add to this list and say, hey, I want to show you this property because these are items you told me that you really like. So that's in this property. Let's go see it. So in order for you to add these notes, if you just like in the property insights that you added over to your right, just below where it says add insight, you get this little notepad. And here you could just put in the notes about like too much carpet, loves the wide windows, all the light coming in, doesn't like split entry, whatever the case may be about this property. You can have these notes ready for you and make sure that you're really getting your customers' interest at heart. And again, I'm going to say this because I had a friend that was very specific looking for a certain type of property, and she was really frustrated when she kept getting shown properties she was not interested in. So make these notes so you're showing your customers what they want to see. You know, this is their biggest investment. So you are doing the work for them.
Absolutely. That's a good call. And that's what we like. We do like to throw in real world experience that we've had to deal with. So that, as you guys are the experts in the sales, we're the ones who have actually gone through the process. I'm sure most of you have already done it, but we can give you that feedback of what we've experienced as well. So
Absolutely.
that's what we're here to help you with. So let's see, that's everything. We almost made it under an hour, Heather. I think we just had a little too much fun on that one, didn't we?
Yeah, we did pretty good.
Yeah. So
Azim, if you're still interested, we can have someone reach out to you. If you would still like that one-on-one, that extra help getting set up. So it's very similar to what we do here, but you get to share your screen. Anyone that does decide to have a one-on-one, there is a fee for that. It's an onboarding fee, but you get more time with us. You get to share your screen, and then we can talk to each other personally as well. And you can really get a lot more. You can learn a lot more that way, I think, as well. So
absolutely.
It's my job, and I love doing it.
She actually really does, and she's really good at it. And I'm not just saying that because we're on the same Zoom. She really does take care of her clients.
Thanks,
So
Glenn.
no problem. We're glad to have you. So one thing we do want to let you know is we are always here to help you. Now, we have it in different ways to do it. For learning resources, if you go to our what we call our campus at support.topproducer.com, you can search through our pre-set up help issues. You can put help issues. That was a really bad. There's one for the blooper reel. Our help topics. You can
I'll
do
share
it.
the link.
Yes, thank you. Different help topics you can get. And you can also find the schedule for the different webinars we have by going up to the top menu bar on that page, and it will just say webinar schedule. Another one of the places that you could actually go for information is topproducer.com/blog. This is up to date with a lot of the new features, the new items that we're adding to the software, and it would allow you to see what we've been doing. Plus, every now and then we can find special tips and tricks. I try to say tips and tricks in one word. You can find tips and tricks that we've had shared with us from other successful realtors, and they can help you out with your day-to-day work. All of our webinars are recorded. So if you ever want to check them out again, go to youtube.com/topproducersoftware. You can see every video we've had there. One of these days, we are going to get around to creating a blooper video because I think that'll be fun. It's going to mainly be me, I know that, but it will be done one day. We do have a Facebook user group, facebook.com/groups/top producer software. You can go ahead and join that, and you can talk with us and other realtors about tips and tricks within Top Producer, or even just with sales and all that.
And I've provided all the links here in the chat for you just to easily click on, and we'll bring you to there as well.
Awesome. The last thing, as we mentioned at the start, we will reiterate, we are here and we look forward to your continued success. And we are willing and able to be part of that. Anytime you have a question, go on down into Top Producer. Mine went away and I don't know why. So let me just reload the screen. Okay, under normal circumstances, let me try this.
Oh,
see, there it is.
Here you go. Just needed a little refresh.
Yeah, again, I beat my account up. This won't happen to everybody. So you'll see, you can just go ahead and click on this and it will take you to our chat. It just takes a moment and then it pops up. The other thing Heather did mention that, there you go, just as I start changing the subject, it pops up. One thing I would say, make sure you put your first and last name that are attached to your account and the email address. That way we can pull it up right away to have the account right in front of us to be able to help you the best. And last and not least, feedback. This is very important. This button here is where you tell us what you need to see, want to see, or might be missing from the software. So if you click on it,
sorry, can I say something quick about the chat too? I didn't hear if you mentioned this or not, but we are real people in the chat. We're not bots. So I was on chat before. Glenn, have you done chat?
I haven't done it for a while, but I used to do it.
Okay. Yeah.
Every day.
And I haven't done it for a little while either. But anyways, we are all real people. So please be nice to us. We will try and help you out the best way possible. Again, if you are on chat and we're not able to answer your question and help you out, we will not leave you hanging. We will make sure to reach out to you so you can get that that answer.
Yeah, it is. For the quickest answers, go to the chat. And like Heather said, it's real people. It's not a robot answering your questions. We do not have that sophisticated artificial intelligence here. So go ahead and go ahead and talk to our team. They are a fun group and they really like to help you. And if they can't fix it, they will submit a call out request for you. Now, please know, call outs, again, like our emails, are 24 to 48 hours. So try to get through the best you can. If they can't fix it, then they'll definitely make sure that call out happens. And the other thing, like I said, the feedback, we want to hear. We want to hear from you. Now, right here, something that you guys have asked about, printing items out. I've already put my thumbs up on this, wanting these to happen in the software. You can search.
Oh, sorry about that.
Go ahead.
I was just going to say the feedback is great because this is really you voicing your opinion on what you want to see on a CRM that's going to work best for you. And our developers do check this out weekly. So if you're like, if a suggestion that you're thinking of has already been asked, like it's already been stated here, you can kind of search it before you create your own. If it's already there, give it the thumbs up. The more votes, the likely that our developers will be like, hey, this seems like a good idea. A lot of people are interested in this. Exactly. You can see if it's been declined or not. Don't get too worried about the decline because sometimes it just means there's been multiple suggestions of the same thing. So they will decline the other ones and just have one, like where it's awaiting feedback, or yeah, if it's released, if it's being planned, you'll be able to see what's coming soon. It's a really neat tool.
Yes, and you can actually see our releases. And you'll see, if you look on here, there has been a lot of releases. Let's see, go to the last page on this. So 6 pages of different items that have just been released. We're constantly looking for ways to make the software better, and your feedback is invaluable. So that would be everything Heather and I have for today. Yep, that's the end of our slideshow. if you have any other,
That's it, we're done.
yeah, that's it. Bye-bye. No, if you have any other questions, we'd be more than happy to answer them. If not, we really do appreciate you hanging out with us for this hour, and hopefully we were able to give you some valuable information and make your journey into Top Producer X even more profitable and fun. I mean, the software, you don't think of a CRM as fun, but hey, why not? You're going to be using
Well,
the
we want you to be feeling confident and going in and using it and just be able to click here, there, and be able to get everything done that you need to do.
Absolutely. Now, I did see that Asm would like to have somebody reach out to set up a one-on-one, Heather. So
Yes.
make sure we get somebody to do that. And you guys have a great day. We really appreciate you joining us and coming by to hang out with us today. But again, this will be up on YouTube a little bit later today. You can always review the video and see everything that we have spoken about.
Perfect. Thanks so much. Have a great day.
Take care, everybody. Thanks for joining us, and we'll see you at the next one.
Bye.
Bye-bye.